Hello and welcome to The Gripe TV. I am your host, JP Forte. You know, this whole race thing that's been going on is really ridiculous. You know, I mean, literally, race relations in this country are just as bad as what they were 50 years ago now. You know, you think that people in this day and age would have a little bit more intelligence and get past that, but they haven't. And, you know, there's been a lot of this whole racial crap going on around, you know, and this whole thing of people being racist and this and this and that. And amazingly, it's not just the whites that are big time racist now. We have quite a few non-whites these days who have now decided that they're going to be attacking Whitey. And the reason why they're doing this is because of the way that their ancestors were oppressed by white people. And I tell you what, these people are out of their freaking minds. It's like, oh, well, your great-great-great-grandfather oppressed my great-great-great-grandfather, so I'm going to take it out on your ass to get retribution for my great-great-great-grandfather. Do you realize how stupid you're being with that? There's absolutely no logic or common sense to that whatsoever. Not only that, historically, not all whites were oppressing other races and cultures. In fact, there were quite a few whites, even throughout the annals of history, that were against that. So to sit there and basically make one sweeping generalization of whites shows that you're just as bad as those racist white people that go and put on, you know, the bed sheets and are all in the Klan, you know, like Jethro and Billy Bob. You're just as bad as them. And you know what else? You were not alive during that period of oppression. So stop trying to act like you were. Because your behavior and thinking that you're going to get some kind of retribution for your ancestors by attacking whites here in the present, it's not going to do anything for you. The history and what happened in the past is still going to stay the same. And another thing, I don't get where this whole bit of white privilege comes from, because I know dang well I'm not experiencing any of that white privilege. As a matter of fact, my family is kind of mixed racial there, you know. My family is a mixture of white and Chicano. I did not grow up with that little white privilege that some of you liberal idiots keep talking about. As a matter of fact, I've grown up in the ghetto with all the non-whites. I live in the same freaking conditions as a lot of non-white people. So don't feed me that stupid white people are all privileged crap. You know what? I think I know where this whole thing about white privilege comes from. It's from a bunch of dumb liberals who are not of the white race, but at the same time don't want to go and work, don't want to hold down a job, would rather sit and suck off the welfare system, and because their life situation is the way it is, that they created it for themselves, they need to find somebody that they can blame. So they're going to blame white people and say that white people are oh so privileged. You know what, you idiots? Get off your freaking asses and go and get a job. Start working and start paying your bills and stop sucking off the system, and then maybe you'll get to experience that privilege that you say that white people have so much. As a matter of fact, when you want to sit there and keep talking about white privilege, guess what? I know people who are not white that are living a hell of a lot better than I am right now. So don't feed me that stupid white privilege bullshit. And second of all, this whole thing of non-whites attacking whites, and oh, that's just retribution because of what their ancestors went through and they're just bending. That's some stupid bullshit right there too. As a matter of fact, I'm not one of those white people that's going to sit and feel guilty, because I have never done anything that I feel ashamed of to anybody of a different race. I have never done anything racist to anybody. And quite frankly, if I see a white person doing something racist like Jethro and Billy Bob and the Klan, if I were to catch them doing something to a person who's not white, I would get in there and I'd help that person who's not white. But that's the difference between me and you stupid liberal idiots. And you know something? I don't even pay attention to people's race in most cases. I just do what I do. I deal with people, and people are people no matter what their color is or what they look like or whatever. It's you stupid liberal idiots that have absolutely no common sense or logic in you that keeps bringing this crap up and keeps trying to escalate racial tensions to create problems. And you know what else? I'm not going to sit and keep putting up with this crap. Quite frankly, when I even hear some of the stupid other liberal garbage like, oh, racism against whites doesn't exist because white people were the ones that oppressed all the other races and white people are so privileged. You know something? Racism exists no matter what the color is. You know, like say when some white person calls racial slurs to a non-white person and does harm to him. That's an act of racism. If a group of black people go and start hollering out a cracker, or a group of non-white people go and holler out some racial slur towards a white guy, and they go and they attack that white guy, that's an act of racism. But the political correct crowd won't say that's an act of racism. You know something? Maybe when we start hearing about white people getting called racial slurs from non-whites and those whites being attacked, maybe we should start calling out about it being a hate crime. Because I'm getting sick and tired of this goddamn political correctness and all this other stupid bullshit. Racism is racism, period. It doesn't matter what race you are. If you start calling somebody out based on the color of their skin or what their ethnicity is, that's racism. It doesn't matter what goddamn race it is. So you know what? You stupid idiots need to cut the stupid racial bullshit out. I'm not one that's going to put up with it. I don't care what your racial background is. If you keep bringing up all this race crap, I'm going to call you out on it. I'm going to put you in check on it. So cut the stupid crap out. I understand that there's still racism from whites. I understand that there's still racists who are white. But there are also racists who are of other cultures too. It's not relegated to just one race. Basically saying that one racial group is this way is like another racial group telling another group of people that they're all this way. It's pretty offensive, isn't it? It doesn't matter who you are. Basically, this whole crap needs to stop. This is the year 2014. So cut with the stupid bullshit already.